Greetings and salutations everyone, Crimson Nero here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy. In the last episode, we went into the Cavern of Earth, and we defeated the vampire, which allowed us to get the Star Ruby. In this episode, we're going to see exactly how we can use the Star Ruby, and also what there is left to do in the Cavern of Earth, because there are mysteries that are yet to be solved. But hopefully we'll be able to do that today. So, let's get started. Yes, a bunch of shadows, and we get to go first! And this will be the this will be like one of the... No, we still got a couple more uses of healing spells in Dia due to Jacqueline's higher MP, but at the same time though, yeah, let's go back to town and rest up first because, yeah... we could definitely use a nice little bit of a break, as well as mainly just getting MP back. That would be a good idea. Yes, behold the power of Dia! I love getting Dia in this game and being able to use it like throughout like the opening parts of the game. But even though that you can get higher levels of Dia, like Diaga and stuff like that, because of the healing and buffs that you can get for the White Mage, like, it's so hard to actually end up picking the more powerful versions of Dia, especially because there aren't necessarily that many undead enemies in any parts past this part. Like, this is the biggest amount of undead enemies you'll encounter throughout the game, so that's why having Dia in the early game is really good. But because of all the buffs and healing spells that you can get later on, it's definitely a lot more imperative to get those first. I mean, nothing's stopping you from getting the higher levels of the Dia spells. I mean, hey, you can play the game however you want. That's the thing, is the fact that in Final Fantasy 1, you have 3 spell slots, but you can equip any of the 4 spells of that level that you want. So if you wanted to go for, I mean, heck, there are 4 spells that we can choose between for level 5 spells, but only 3 of them will actually come into use. But yes, getting Kurga, very good idea. Because yeah, that vampire I thought was actually going to be a lot harder than it actually was, but I can definitely assure you that the boss that we're going to fight next is really tough. Like, really tough. So, now is a good point to do a lot of preparatory work. Getting better equipment, better weapons and armor, getting more powerful spells, just maybe doing a little bit of gil or level grinding would be a good idea. Like, this is definitely a point where, if you're not prepared, you could get completely walloped by the upcoming boss. Yeah, seriously, I was really surprised last episode about exactly how easily we took care of that vampire. Then again, I think we got like a critical hit or 2, and that really helped out. But for right now, one thing I noticed was that I didn't equip Cyrus with 3 level 4 spells, so I think we're going to head back and go and make sure that he has more than just... what does he have? Blizzara? Is that what he has right now? Does he have that? I think he does. Because there's actually one spell that I really want to get. If there's anything that... if there are 2 spells that you want to get at level 4 for any characters that you can use black magic, you want to make sure that you get Blizzara, because it's just it's an AoE damaging spell that does ice damage, which is good. As well as you want to get a spell that we will get as soon as we walk into town. But first, this ogre. This ogre fight has been brought to you by Final Fantasy 1. Alright, Elfheim. Back in Elfheim with its multiple magic shops for various levels. There it is! Haste! Haste is definitely something that you want to give to any character that can use black magic. Really good. Sleepra, Confuse, you can kind of take whichever one you want, really. It's not necessarily too imperative that you get one versus the other. I kind of pick and choose as I go whenever I play Final Fantasy 1. I think most of the time I've gone with Confuse, but I think I've used Sleepra maybe a couple times. I mean, like I said, it's definitely a lot better to have buffs for your party than debuffs for everything else. I mean, yes, debuffs are great in most games. Well, if you're the one inflicting them on the enemies, not the opposite way around. But in most games, being able to cast debuffs could mean the difference between winning and losing. Shin Megami Tensei does that a lot. Final Fantasy 1, yeah, it's nice to have debuffs, but really, you definitely want damaging spells and buffs for your party. Especially because a lot of those buffs can actually sometimes counteract, at least I think they do, can counteract enemies' debuffs. I could be wrong about that, but just potential food for thought. But yes, having haste of all things, if you were going to get one buff in this entire game, actually no, 2 buffs. If you were going to get 2 buffing black magic spells, then please do yourself a favor and get haste and temper. Those 2 on any sort of high damage dealing, like physical damage fighter, like either the monk or the fighter or the thief or even maybe the red mage, is a really good idea. Because with a combination of both of those spells, you basically can absolutely destroy bosses and make the game so much easier for yourself. It's amazing. And now that we have both of those spells, from now on, yes, I will be abusing the absolute heck out of them because it's great and I love seeing the high damage numbers that you can do to bosses in this game, especially some of the later versions that increase the amount of HP that most enemies have. I think I mentioned this before, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure that I did, but the NES version had kind of low numbers, but then I think every single version since then has built upon the damage numbers and the health numbers and just made it so that, oh hey, what's that? You wanted to fight a boss in the NES version and then transfer it over to the Game Boy Advance or PlayStation or PSP versions? Well, congratulations, you now have 10 times the amount of HP to go through. That may not actually be 100% true, but it definitely is the fact for one enemy in particular that I'm thinking of. But we return to the Giant's Cave because we have this Star Ruby, and there is that giant rock golem dude that really wanted a Star Ruby, and said that we weren't allowed to pass until we had a Star Ruby. Or at the very least, he told us that we weren't allowed to pass. But if you give him the Star Ruby, he'll become, like, you guys will become, like, bestest buds. You'll become best friends. And level ups for Sam and Cyrus. Nice. And we also got an antidote. That's pretty good. You have Star Ruby? Give me Star Ruby and I let you pass. Here you go, buddy. No problem. Look at that butt. That nice chiseled butt. Nothing tastier than rubies. Look at him with his, like, almost Belmont strut. Like, the Castlevania Belmont strut. You ever see that? He basically did, like, a 2-frame animation version of that. Alrighty, cool. And we can now progress. Yeah, the Star Ruby allows us to access a little bit of extra part of the land on this continent. But really, you really only have to go here 2 times. Once to come through to get to where we're headed now, and then one more time to come back because we're going to be heading back to the Cavern of Earth, because there are things yet to be done there. But we should be pretty much ready to go, considering most of my prep work is pretty much done now. Wait a minute, hold on. I need to check all my different locations to make sure I'm missing out on any potential treasure. I mean, heck, sometimes just getting Gil is just a pleasant surprise. Especially in this point in the game, because prices are definitely going up, and you definitely want to make sure that you have enough money for both weapons and spells. Particularly spells. Well, you see, it's a good thing that I checked, because, hey, we ran into some ogres who will give us even more money, and also there are 4 treasure chests in front of us. We were saving all of those items for the winter. There's food and other supplies there that we desperately need. Well, too bad. We're the main characters, so we're just gonna steal all your stuff. Please, Warriors of Light, you're literally killing us. Come on. A great axe, and some gil, and a mithril helm. Nice. I think I probably would only use the mithril helm, honestly. I mean, I don't even think Sam can even use the Great Axe. Plus he's fine with the Coral Sword that he has, as well as I think my Mithril Sword is actually better than the Great Axe. I could be wrong about that. I like the design of the shadows. They're very, like, kind of Grim Reaper inspired. And I'm not talking about the band, though that would be awesome. Especially because one of Grim Reaper's album covers, like the art for that, is utterly amazing. Because it shows the Grim Reaper riding a motorcycle through stained glass windows. It's awesome! Plus, they just make really good music anyways. Anyways, the Sage's Cave. We'll check that door later. Man, so many possibilities. All 2 of them. Nothing in the jars. Okay. Anything in these jars? Gotta check it like it's Pokemon. Nope, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, you are the ones who defeated the vampire, eh? Yes, we are. But he was only a servant. The beast corrupting the earth crystal lurks far deeper within the cavern. Here, take this staff with you, and use it behind the vampire's chamber. Yes, this is Sada. This is the sage that we heard about when we were exploring Melmund a little bit. But with the Earth Rod, we should be able to now progress to the actual bottom of the Cavern of Earth. But yes, there is some sort of beast down below in the earth. I wonder what it could possibly be. Especially because a vampire, of all things, is a servant of this thing. So it's gotta be a pretty substantial enemy if a vampire, of all things, is following it. Trust me, I've fought some vampires in my day. And they're some tough customers. I'm mainly talking, well, there's a lot of games that I've played that vampires are an enemy type, and I've fought an actual vampire in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and oh man, he was a tough customer. He almost sucked all the blood out of me, but luckily I was a-okay. I even managed to get the finishing blow on him, so that was really great. It allowed me to get kind of a little bit of payback, especially because it was really cool that this vampire that we were fighting, he kept on, every time that he took a bite out of me, he always called me dinner or supper or some like food, some like meal term. But I wasn't really a fan of because of the fact that he, you know, he was sucking my blood. I didn't like that. But, when I got the finishing blow on him, it was great because I got to do like this cool one-liner and said something along the lines of, "Supper time's over, here's your just desserts." Bam, and got him. It was great. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, another buddy of mine, he was the DM in a Pathfinder campaign. One of his antagonistic characters that we had been like a rival, like she was one of our party's rivals. She also had become a vampire at some point, but I haven't fought her after she became a vampire. But I would definitely like to meet this NPC again because she was an interesting character and also kind of one of those antagonists that you liked to dislike. But like we liked her, but also disliked her, but we liked her, so it was all good. And just the buddy of mine that DM'd this antagonist, he did a really great job to make her a very deep and complex character. So yeah, characters are cool, vampires are cool, except for when you're fighting them, because they can kind of be really, really strong. Or it could just be Final Fantasy 1, in which, hey, you know, you just get a really good critical hit, and then boom, there you go, he's down in like a turn. So yeah, because we're going to be going back exactly where we fought the vampire, I'm actually going, as soon as we enter the Cavern of Earth, I'm going to cut ahead to us at the 3rd floor. See you in a second. Alright, and we are back on the basement floor, level 3. Now we just got to get back to exactly where we fought the vampire, which shouldn't take too much longer. And then we will see all the new stuff. Man, there haven't been that many enemies around, actually. This is great. And I just had to say something, didn't I? Ooh, ogres. You know, on second thought, maybe getting into random encounters isn't always too bad, especially if you could just fight enemies that really aren't that bad to fight and also give you an exuberant amount of money. Money is what I meant. And then we could just get into more encounters, that's fine. Oh! Hello, ogre chiefs! Prepare to line my wallet! Or my coin purse. Sack of gold? I don't know. The pocket dimension. Maybe we have a bag of holding or something just for our money. Huh. Man, imagine how much that star ruby would have actually cost. But then again, if we actually sold it, then we wouldn't be able to make any progress, because apparently there's only one of those in the entire world. But we're good to go. Alright, this is the Vampire's Lair, and hey look, a secret passage. Was that there before? I don't know. Behold the power of the Earth Rod! As it just transforms a concrete slab into stairs, I guess. Is that even the law of equivalent exchange? I don't know, but what I do know is that, hey, look, treasure. Ooh, that's a good amount of gil, nice. Any other cool things? Anything? Encounters, that's what we get. Sphinxes! Oh, that's a new one! Okay! Alright, cool. They're not too tough. Sam and I can take these guys, with a little bit of help from Jacqueline and Cyrus to help back us up. Hey, leave that Jacqueline alone. Ooh, nice! Way to go, Cyrus! Good job, my dude! Alright, some more gil. Some gil. Let's go ahead and heal up Jacqueline. Nice. Yeah, I'll top off Sam a little bit. Or, yeah, actually everyone, yeah. Because, hey, look, more encounters. More Sphinxes! It's almost as if they're trap tiles! Again! You know, like, one of the biggest elements of the actual dungeon design in this game. That was a really weak hit on my part. But Cyrus is here to pick up the slack with another critical! Let's go, my dude! Yeah! And Sam with a critical, nice. And finally, I'm getting the big damage. Let's go. Yeah. And Sam got a level. Nice. More gil. Oh my gosh, that was a lot. And some tarantulas and some jelly. Mmm, jelly. Gotta say, I'm a big fan of grape jelly and strawberry jelly. Those are some good stuff. I don't think we want to eat this type of jelly, honestly. But hey, we're done. Nice, another level up. Ooh, an ogre mage. That's a new one. I like the color blue that he's got rocking. Ha! You call that a hit? That was a hit. Hey, Jacqueline leveled up. Woo! Man, everybody's getting levels now. Let's see, where am I going? This way, that way, every single which way. I kind of remember how this game works, I think. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Man, that was an extremely tough battle. Got ambushed by a bunch of tarantulas and jellies and just... I got poisoned and it was not pretty, but thank goodness for Cyrus and his AoE spells because that really helped out. Ooh, more treasure. And more encounters. Ooh, a troll. Wait a minute, shouldn't you be under a bridge or something? Oh, wait, no, I've heard about this. I think that was one of them internet trolls. A tent, nice. Some gil. Ooh, a mithril shield, nice. I'm gonna be using more trolls! I'm gonna be using that mithril shield, definitely. Wasn't there like an animated film that came out over the last like year or two called Trolls? I don't know. I can't even remember the last time I actually watched a movie in theaters. It was a long time ago. I mean, I occasionally pick up like Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff, but typically I'm a little late to the game when it comes to watching movies. But that's because I play so many video games! Like, my entire backlog is huge at the moment. But I'm slowly getting through it. Slowly but surely. As well as just, between, like, 2017 and also the start of 2018, like, there are so many games that have come out and are coming out that are totally on my radar. Ranging from Monster Hunter World, which I mentioned in the last episode, to even Dragon Ball FighterZ. I'm so hyped for Dragon Ball FighterZ and Monster Hunter World, and they come out on the exact same day! Actually, they come out tomorrow! Yay! Heck, by the time that you guys actually watch this, I might already be playing that game just in those games in my free time. And you might as well. But let's go ahead and save our game, just so that in case terrible things happen, we have a backup. Ooh, shiny orb. Who speaks to me? Exclamation point! That's a really cool looking effect, I like that. Whoa, big skeleton man. I am he who feeds on the power of Earth. I will not be disturbed by mortal men. I am the Lich, Fiend of Earth! And boss time! With brand new boss music. I really like this theme. Actually, like, the new boss themes that they included into later versions of Final Fantasy I are really good. But yes, the Lich. normally a very high-level enemy that you would find in any tabletop RPG. Like, seriously, liches are scary. And also, they're extremely powerful, too. And this boss fight in Final Fantasy 1 is no different if those numbers were anything to go off of, because holy cow! Yeah, you're definitely gonna make sure. I definitely want to make sure that you have lots of healing stuffs, whether it's spells or items. You want to make sure that you buff up your party with protect and evade, and using temper and haste and other things. Sleeper, uh-oh. Please don't, please don't, please don't. Dang it. Well, I'm hasted, and I'm asleep. That's a nice combination. Maybe I'll wake up faster then. I don't know. Well, then again, haste doesn't actually really increase your overall speed. It really just doubles the amount and the number of hits you do with physical attacks. So let's say that, like, I don't know, I think I was doing 3 hits with my normal combo, and Sam does 5, so just double those, you get 6 and 10 respectively. But hey, getting haste and a bunch of tempers, hey, I'm awake, nice. Getting a bunch of hastes and tempers up on bosses is really good, so definitely take advantage of that, especially because temper stacks, and it is so good. Now we're doing damage! I think this guy has, like, I don't know, like, 2,000? 2,000? Is it 2,000? I don't know, it's probably a lot higher, honestly. But yeah, he has a good amount of HP, his spells are very powerful, as you already saw, and also I think he can do various debuffs and status ailments and stuff, and also I think he hits hard too. So basically, he's just like a really strong boss, you know? Yeah, that's some good damage. And it's only gonna go up from here. Oh no, he's hasting himself! Oh, jeez. Yeah, I know he likes to haste himself, but every time in this game I've ever tried to use slow, it almost never works, but hey, you never know, there's a first time for everything. That's a lot of damage on Jacqueline, but luckily, well-timed heal. That wasn't nearly enough. Hey, 550 damage, and I finish it with a critical! Let's go! Victory is ours, and I gotta level up! I think we're all level 20 now, which is great. 20 is one of my lucky numbers. And we have restored the Crystal of Earth to its former glory! Yay! Yay! Sweet. And now we unlock a special bonus dungeon that was included in later versions of Final Fantasy. Every time that you beat a boss that corresponds with one of the crystals, they are known as the 4 elemental fiends, then you unlock a special bonus dungeon. I will not be doing any of those. I will not be touching them at all, even for level grinding purposes, but just know that they are there. You really don't need to touch them to beat the game, but if you want to go ahead and do those, you can get some bonus equipment, you can fight extra bosses, and they even bring back bosses from other Final Fantasy games. But I'm not doing those because, hey, eventually maybe I might get around to Let's Playing the rest of the series, and I want to keep those bosses a little bit of a secret. Then again, the Final Fantasy series is over 30 years old now, so a lot of these games are literal decades old. So if you're really not, if you really are, like, really, what are spoilers for our game series that's over 30 years old? I mean, I wouldn't spoil things for, like, I don't know, Final Fantasy 15, but, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people know about some of the big spoilers involved with, like, Final Fantasy 4 and 6 and 7, maybe 9, 10 probably because of how popular it is. like all the popular games in the franchise, most people would know some of the spoilers from those games because of how popular they are. But yeah, just I don't know. I like to not spoil things, but that was a weird tangent to get off of. But hey, we've returned to Melmond finally, and we did it! We beat the first of the elemental fiends, or the 4 fiends, which is great. Yeah, that definitely is kind of a wall boss. Definitely a very strong boss that those who did not spend enough time level grinding or getting more powerful equipment and spells, yeah, they're definitely gonna have a harder time, but definitely use the haste and temper spells, because those will make the boss fights in this game a heck of a lot easier. Please take my advice, you'll thank me later, because, I mean, heck, before I started using temper to fight Lich, we were only doing like double digits in terms of damage, maybe triple digits with a well-placed critical, but afterwards just, oh man, like finishing it off with 550 damage with a critical hit, that was awesome. But hey, new spells, excellent. Oh wait, I can't learn that yet. Oh snap. Oh well, we'll get teleported maybe a little bit later. Or maybe Scourge. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. But teleport is actually a really good spell. Alrighty, well, with everything said, we've done a lot in this episode, and that's going to wrap things up for this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy. I'm Crimson Nero, thank you very much for watching, and until next time everyone, fare thee well.